Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Friday, February the 28th. We got a 10-game slate for Friday night, so it's a relatively big slate, guys, and I've got some early player props that I do like over on Prizepicks for today, taking a first look at the board on Friday morning. I am recording this video the morning of, so we have pretty much all the props up right now. We're still waiting on like some other stat types like fantasy score and stuff like that. But we have all the games posted as of now, for tonight, and there's 3 early plays that I do like for this slate that we're going to break down and talk about in this video. So before we talk through these plays, guys, make sure that you hit that like button down below. If you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, go sign up for Prizepicks and use promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup. You'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account, so make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. Now, we do also have a partnership with Sleeper, so I want to shout out Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Download their app either on the App Store or the Google Play Store, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. They have an app for both. Download the app, make a deposit, use code NOAH, and when you play $5, you'll get $55 worth of free lineups. So this is a cool promo Sleeper's doing. It's available for all new users, and it's a promo that allows you to get a decent amount of money worth of free lineups for not having to put a lot of money in. Typically, with Sleeper's new user offers, they would typically do a deposit bonus, and deposit bonuses obviously kind of entice you to put in more money, because the more money you put in, the bigger bonus you would get. Well, now with this new promo, you deposit the minimum, you play a $5 lineup, doesn't matter win, lose, you're still going to get $55 worth of free lineups. So you'll have kind of an easy way to try and build your bankroll up on Sleeper using those free lineups. Hopefully you'll win some money off those free lineups, and again, you can start to build a bankroll up off of those. So if you guys want to try out Sleeper, again, download their app, use promo code NOAH, and when you play $5, you'll get $55 worth of free lineups. But before we talk through our props for Friday, guys, I do want to recap our plays from Thursday's video. So we gave out 2 props Thursday. Once again, we went 1-1, so we hit a play, but we lost one of our plays. We did hit Jose Alvarado over 19.5 PRA. Definitely did not feel great about that play once Alvarado came off the bench. I was kind of surprised he did not start yesterday. He came off the bench and he only played like 21 or 22 minutes, so I definitely did not see that coming, especially with Kelly Olynyk out, with Bruce Brown out. But luckily, Alvarado was really productive. When he was on the floor, he had like 14 points. I think he had 5 assists and a rebound. So he did barely just go over his PRA line. But definitely did not play as many minutes as I would have expected him to. But then we did take Aaron Gordon over 21.5 PRA. And man, Aaron Gordon just did not have a great game yesterday. He played like 32, 33 minutes, which I was confident he would play. And when he's played over 30 minutes, he's pretty consistently been able to go over that PRA line. But yesterday was just not a good day for Aaron Gordon. He shot the ball terribly. He shot like 4 for 12 or 4 for 13 from the field. He had a really, really rough first half. Like, I think in the first quarter, he had like 1 PRA in the first quarter. Like, he just wasn't really doing much offensively. Wasn't really able to make any shots as well. That was frustrating to watch. Felt good about that play on Gordon. He played a lot of minutes, just wasn't really productive when he was on the floor. But, it is what it is, guys. We'll move on to the next slate. We got a 10-game slate for Friday, and we'll see if we can bounce back here with these 3 plays for this Friday night slate. So the first prop that we're going to take a look at for tonight is going to be a prop on Trae Young. So we're going to take Trae Young for less than 38.5 PRA. Really, really tough spot here for Trae Young going up against OKC. As you can see lately, Trae Young has kind of been struggling his last 2 games in a matchup that he has historically struggled with. He's historically had tough times against Miami. Miami's historically defended him very well. The last 2 games against Miami, not been great for Trae Young. Only 28 PRA, only 27 PRA. Well, things aren't going to get much easier today going up against OKC. OKC, without a doubt, the best defensive team in the league. They rank number 1 in defensive rating this season. They've also been a very tough matchup for guards because they have so many good on-ball defenders. Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, like all those guys can defend very well and can put a lot of pressure on Trae Young. So this is definitely going to be a tougher spot for Trae Young to score. Assist-wise, he can probably still rack up assists. Now, I was kind of debating, do I want to take his under on 24.5 points or his under on 38.5 PRA? I was leaning between PRA and points. I'm going to go with PRA just because I think more times than not, in a tough matchup like this, Trae probably goes under this line. He has struggled against OKC historically. He did face them earlier this season and went under this PRA line in his one game against OKC earlier this season. 24 points, 1 rebound, 8 assists, had 33 PRA in 37 minutes. The games before that against OKC, 37 PRA, 36 PRA. Now, he did have a 47 PRA game in there where he had 33 points. And then he did have one game where he went under his points, but he went over PRA. He had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists. So he had 39 PRA, but went under points. So it's kind of pick your poison here on which under you like for Trae Young. But I like both these props. I think it's going to be a really tough spot for Trae Young here. There's also a ton of blowout risk in this game. I mean, OKC's been blowing out a lot of teams lately. I know they lost, or I think they beat Brooklyn last game, but it was a close game. Definitely didn't see that one coming. I mean, Brooklyn keeping it close with OKC, no one expected. But even still, I mean, this game has a 12.5 point spread. Even with Atlanta playing at home, it's still a game that has plenty of blowout risk. So this is a spot where Trae Young could definitely see his minutes get cut a little bit. Like, there's a lot of ways for this under to cash on Trae Young. And look, Trae Young has beat tough matchups before. Like, I want to say a recent game against Orlando, which was a tough matchup. He went out there and put up 47 PRA. So it's not like Trae Young can't win or can't produce in this matchup, but it's going to be really hard for him to score just because OKC is so good on ball. They put so much pressure on the ball. They also, in terms of like pick and roll defense, they have a great pick and roll defense, and that's where Trae Young gets a lot of his scoring, gets a lot of his assisting, is from like pick and roll layups and alley-oops to Okongwu and to Clint Capella. And OKC defends that very well, especially with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein both clogging the paint. Just not a good spot overall here for Atlanta. Not a good spot for Trae Young. I think he's going to struggle in this matchup. I do like him for under or less than 38.5 PRA. So that's the first prop that we're going to take for tonight. Next prop that we're going to take is going to be a prop on Nick Richards. So Nick Richards had a really good game yesterday in this matchup against the Pelicans. They play again today. And the prop that I like on Nick Richards, really there's two props I like on him, but I think the one I'm going to prefer is going to be his more or over on 17.5 points plus rebounds. Now, the other prop that I do like on Richards is more than 8.5 rebounds. And I was, again, kind of debating between his rebounds or his points plus rebounds. But I think I'm going to side with points plus rebounds because this is a really good matchup for Nick Richards to be able to score. Now, Nick Richards is not a player that has like a great offensive game to him. Like, he's not a guy that's going to take many jump shots. He doesn't shoot threes at all. Most of his scoring is going to come from his teammates setting him up. So alley-oops, dunks. If he can crash the glass and get offensive rebounds, get putbacks, that's how he'll score. And this is a matchup where he should be able to get a lot of that stuff because the Pelicans have really struggled around the rim. They give up a lot of points in the paint. They're giving up the second most points in the paint this season. The Pelicans are also top 5 in points allowed to centers. And we did see Nick Richards just have a double-double yesterday against this team. He had 10 points and I think 16 rebounds. He was great on the glass, and this is a matchup where he should be able to dominate on the glass because the Pelicans have been a terrible rebounding team. They're giving up the most rebounds per game to centers. What it really comes down to for Nick Richards is how many minutes is he going to play. If you look at his game log since he's been with the Suns, when he's gone over this line, it's typically been in games where he's getting like 24, 25 minutes. If you look at the games where he's gone under this line, most of those games have been games where he's not played a lot of minutes. So like in the games where he has gone under this PR line, he has played 22, 20, 21, 25, 25, 16, 16, 9, 18, and 22 minutes. In the games where he has gone over, he has played 21, 22, 28, 28, 23, 31, 24, 29, 34 minutes. So typically when he gets at least like 23, 24 minutes, he's got a pretty good chance of going over this PR line. He did just play 31 minutes against the Pelicans yesterday. Now, because he was playing so well and had a double-double, maybe that's why they played him more minutes. But this should be a matchup where Richards can excel just because what Richards is good at is what the Pelicans struggle at. So it's a really, really good matchup for Richards. I think we're going to see him play probably mid-20s minutes. Maybe he gets up to 30 minutes again. But when he's played at least 23 minutes, he has gone over this PR line. And I believe, 7 out of 9 games with at least 23 minutes, he's gone over this PR line since he's been with the Suns. And the 2 games he went under were both relatively tough matchups. One of them was against Minnesota. That was back when Rudy Gobert was healthy. Minnesota, very tough matchup for centers. The other game he went under was against Portland. Portland, not the easiest matchup for centers either, especially with Donovan Clingan, Robert Williams, two really good defenders. So like this matchup a lot for Nick Richards. He just had a big game against the Pelicans last night. Would not be surprised if you see another big game from Nick Richards today. Like him for more than 17.5 points plus rebounds. So that's the second prop I like for today. And then the third and final prop that I like is going to be on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And we're going to take Nickeil Alexander-Walker for more than 22.5 PRA. So news coming out of Minnesota today, it looks like Anthony Edwards is going to be suspended for this game. Just how the books are setting their lines today, they're assuming Anthony Edwards is going to be suspended today. So Anthony Edwards picked up 2 technical fouls yesterday in their game against the Lakers, and that totals 16 technical fouls for him on the season. And when you pick up 16 technical fouls, you are suspended for a game. So unless the league, rescinds one of those technical fouls, like pulls back on one of those techs, Anthony Edwards is going to be suspended for tonight's game. And just based off like how the books are setting their line, it's based off the spread in this game, everything assumes Edwards is going to be out. I mean, the prop lines are assuming Edwards is out. The spread in this game is only 2.5 points. I think if Anthony Edwards was playing, the Timberwolves would be favored by probably more than 2.5 points against the Jazz. So I'm expecting Anthony Edwards to be out today. Also, Minnesota, they're still without Julius Randle. Julius Randle, probably not going to be back for this game. He looks like he's going to be returning soon, but I don't think it's going to be quite ready. He's not going to be quite ready for this game. Now, Dante DiVincenzo did return last game after being out for about a month or so, but it's the second night of a back-to-back, so coming off a month-long injury, just returning from injury, does Dante DiVincenzo play here on the second night of a back-to-back? There's a possibility he doesn't, and also it's a back-to-back. Mike Conley, throughout his career, has been a guy that will sometimes rest on back-to-backs. Now, I want to say lately Conley has been playing on back-to-backs, but maybe they rest Mike Conley here. I mean, this is a game against Utah facing a really bad team where you can probably get away with resting a bunch of your guys. So this should be a spot where Nickeil Alexander-Walker is going to soak up a really big role. He is a player that throughout his career has been able to produce when given minutes, and especially when he can soak up usage. Like when the offense can run through Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he can put up some really big games. Like he had some games when he was on the Jazz, because this is a revenge game for him. He did used to play for the Jazz. He had some big games with the Jazz when he was on their roster. He had some big games for the Pelicans when he was on the Pelicans. He's a player that can score, that can do a little bit of everything when he's on the floor, and he's going to have an opportunity to soak up a lot of usage here without Anthony Edwards. You look at his 2 games without Anthony Edwards this season. In those 2 games, he played 41 minutes and 38 minutes, had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, so he had 22 PRA, just went under. And then the last time they were without Anthony Edwards against Portland, Nickeil Alexander-Walker played 38 minutes, had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he's been pretty good in the games he's played without Edwards this season. He's played huge minutes in both those games as well. It's a great matchup here against the Jazz, probably the best matchup you can get. The Jazz have been terrible defensively this year, worst defensive rating in the league. The Jazz are also giving up a ton of points to guards. I think they're giving up the most points per game to both point guards and shooting guards. Like, guards have killed the Jazz this year. It should be a great spot here for NAW. Should have a big role on his hands coming without Anthony Edwards tonight. So I do like him for more than 22.5 PRA. I think right now in DraftKings Sportsbook, they actually have his PRA line set at 23.5. So at 22.5 on Prizepicks, this looks like a pretty good play to me. That's what we're going to take as our 3 plays for today. And I did just notice that Trae Young's PRA line was just bumped down to 38.5, so that's kind of annoying. I think with that line getting bumped down from 38.5 to 38, we could honestly probably take a look at taking a different route with Trae Young here, maybe taking his under on 24.5 points instead, because I don't really like playing those even lines. Like once those you lose the hook, those unders, like when a play goes from 38.5 to 38, you might not think it really matters, losing just that 0.5, but you'd be surprised how many times Trae Young finishes on exactly 38 PRA. And getting 0.5 versus not is the difference between winning and losing, or winning and getting a push. So I think since that PRA line just got bumped down from 38.5 to 38, we're going to take less than 24.5 points instead on Trae Young. We talked about both these props I like on Trae, both these unders, but again, since that line got bumped, we'll take the under on 24.5 points instead. So these are the 3 plays, guys, that we're going to roll with for this slate on Friday. As always, I appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button as well. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks and use promo code NOAH when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. And place your first lineup. You'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys, for this Friday night slate. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday night and enjoy your weekend. Let's make some money on this slate, and I will see you guys in the next video. Best of luck tonight.